Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to a Market Down production. My name is Lucas Scott. I am joined by Nathan Scott, Peyton Sawyer, and Brooke Davis. I don't know who knows who those characters are, but
One Tree Hill, One Tree Hill, One Tree Hill.
yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
How do you
What do you
not
wanna
say
be?
Haley?
I don't know. I was on the spot. James, who do you want to be?
Peyton.
Weird that you said Peyton after you heard me say I was Lucas. All right, I'll remember that.
I told
Anyway.
you I want to be the Max Caster to your MJF. Okay.
Yikes.
All right.
This
So
might be
on
the
way.
weirdest start to a show we've ever had.
You have no idea how happy I am.
I have no idea what's going on.
It is the most stupendous start to one of our shows. And that's apt because we are talking about Wrestlemania 38, I want to say. It's happening
Mundo.
this weekend, 8 o'clock, more or less. Pre-shows aren't real. We're not talking about them. Doesn't exist. Oh boy, we got 2 nights of wrestling. There's so much on the cards. There was no room for any mid-card titles. Get out of here, Finn Balor. Get out of here, Ricochet, you fucking losers. What are you doing here? Are you kidding me? I'll take back all the mean things I said about Scorpio Sky. At least it's on TV most of the time. Anyway, we're going to give our predictions for what is sure to be a weekend. So starting things off is the best thing on the show. In my humble, very unbiased opinion, it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. There's no hair on the line, but it's there. It's there. It's bubbling under the surface after Bianca Belair just savagely cut off about like 3-4 inches of Becky's hair. It's a lot. If that was my hair, if she cut off that much, I wouldn't have very much left. But Becky has a lot more hair than I do. So
I would have none.
Yeah, so it doesn't even work. You can't even do a hair versus hair match or a hair versus mask match. Or you got to get a mask in that case. But anyway, this feud, I won't ramble on about these matches as much, but like I said, I'm very not biased over here. So this feud is the only one that's made logical sense and has been building up and is going to have probably a satisfying payoff. And, I'm not biased, but it's a lot of that's because of Becky Lynch. She's made this feud, like all of her feuds, to just come back work. And yeah, she's going to hopefully pay off on a 6-month storyline. We'll see. Hey, if we're going by wrestling logic, Bianca stood tall on the Go Home show, so maybe you don't know. Whichever one of you guys wants to be Brooke, please tell me who you think's going to win this match and why.
Damn, I should have been Brooke.
I'm James. I'm clearly the biggest hoe. I had to be Brooke. I'm sorry. I watched the show. I love the show. One of my faves. Anyway.
Oh my god.
I am so lost.
One Tree Hill.
I know. I've never fucking
wanna
seen
be
it.
anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
Come on, that was my shit. Back to WWE. I'm just a little confused. I think Bianca wins. My head says Bianca wins.
Okay.
But I kind of feel like Becky keeps it a little longer just to do something else. I don't know why. I just have this weird feeling that they want Becky in another feud, possibly. But on paper, I'll say Bianca.
Okay. It's funny you said that because every week for the past 5 months, I've been saying, oh, she's 100% losing to Bianca at Mania, 100%. And there was just something about Monday where I'm like, maybe they push it off. I saw someone online say maybe they push it off 1 month and they do a hair versus hair match now that they've, you know, done this, but they already kind of did part of the payoff by cutting some of her hair. So, you know, yeah, so it's, you know, this week maybe put like it from 100% to like 90%, 95%, you know, but so that leaves Nathan. That would be, you know, you in the red shirt. Who do you got?
So it would make logical sense for Bianca to win this match because everything that's happened from SummerSlam until now. And for that reason, I'm picking Becky because WWE doesn't do anything logically. Or at least very rarely. I know, Danny, you've been saying that this is the best built feud so far and the one that makes the most sense. But WWE is just going to do something dumb probably and have Bianca lose this match. Plus, I like Becky more. So I'm going to go with Becky just because I think WWE makes absolutely no sense anymore. And picking against logic is the most logical. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that actually makes perfect sense, especially when you're trying to make predictions and when you're trying to make predictions for something you don't really watch. Like, your logic is very good, and I think it's going to pay off for you a lot throughout these predictions. So,
no, literally do the opposite of everything you think is going to happen, and you'll probably have a higher percentage.
Yeah. So, I will say that again, I'm biased, or not biased, but you know, I'd love if Becky kept the title, but it feels like a natural conclusion. I don't know. What about you, Peyton? Nice legs.
I'm gonna open up my red door and
Freezing?
watch the show.
Sorry,
No.
you're just gonna be in the dark for a lot of this.
No.
All right.
I thought all of you were gonna be in the dark. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna be isolating just one of you. Okay.
I'm gonna go Becky. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Bianca. I think Bianca is gonna win, but I'm gonna do my bi-monthly prediction of a double turn. You know, eventually I'm gonna be right. I think Bianca being as vicious as she was with cutting Becky's hair, she showed a little bit of a dark side there. And don't get me wrong, baby faces are allowed to show a dark side, but WWE doesn't really know how to balance that act. And the fact that they had security come down to try and stop Bianca and she was still doing it, that was an angrier, more vicious Bianca. And let's not forget, Bianca worked really well as a heel in NXT. So I think it's always been just a matter of time before Becky went back to being a babyface, especially now we're going to have this year-long build, most likely to her versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania next year. Okay. So let's just do it. Let's turn Becky face. Let's turn Bianca heel. Have Bianca have a whole new slew of people that she could face as a heel versus when she was a babyface champion. I think everybody's going to benefit from it. I'm probably going to be wrong because I haven't been right yet, but I'm going to say Bianca wins and we get a double turn. If not at Mania, on Raw.
Okay, so I agree with you. I just don't think it's going to be a double turn, but I think they will both turn shortly after. Because I think you don't do the double turn, just have the payoff, you know, let Bianca have her retribution and, you know, let Becky be embarrassed and take the L and deal with that and have a reason to change back, you know, into babyface and, you know, go through something and, you know, do something along those lines and maybe you draw it out even longer. Because the way I'm seeing it is I think that because a year's a long time. And I don't think they'll be on the same brand right away. I think you got to keep Becky on Raw and you got to keep Ronda on SmackDown to keep them away from each other. So you got to do stuff. And that's where it gets interesting, because normally with WWE, like once you're out of the title picture, it's kind of like, what is there for you to do? But I do think there's a lot of feuds waiting for Becky. Like I think you could do Becky Rhea for a bit before you turn Becky back. You could do maybe Becky Trish, like if they were doing house shows. I don't think it's gonna happen, but like, you know, let's just say, or like Becky versus Beth, you know, bring in someone else who can, before you turn Becky back face, you know, get another feud or two out of it. And then you do it as you get to like SummerSlam, like the post SummerSlam time where you're starting to, you know, plant seeds for WrestleMania. And then you can really heat her up again. And you know what? There's a good chance you just take some time off after this and we don't see her for a while, which I don't mind either, because I think that's a fine thing to do. You know, we haven't seen Britt Baker since she lost the title, you know, but I mean, it was only 2 weeks, but still. Yeah, so I think Bianca wins, but like I said, I've spent a lot of time in this match because I do think it's been the best build by far. Only rivaled by the biggest match ever, and I think that feud has sucked for the past 2 months, but before that it was good. So I just wanted to give it its props before I move on. So you know, I'm looking at WWE's website now, so for what they have for WrestleMania Saturday, because that's reportedly going to open the show, which like Chad said on the podcast last week, I wasn't there, but you know, it's a blessing and a curse, because I'm glad the match I want to see the most is starting the show, but it's really not going to care about anything else.
You just turn it off and go to bed early.
Honestly, if you know, Rev, do you want to like hop on YouTube before the card even ends, you know, and just start doing our review, and then Jam or Jack could come in after the show, or you know, because look, I'm gonna move on right now. We're gonna talk about Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Why is this on the card? This does not deserve to be on the card. Finn Balor and Ricochet are the mid-card champions. They're on the card, but this fucking garbage match is. Peyton, why are you picking Drew for this?
I'm picking Drew because the man was in a WWE title match last year, and if he loses to Happy Baron Corbin, I'm not going to call him Happy Corbin, but if he loses to Corbin, why just leave the company, right? Just leave the company. You don't belong there anymore. I also just think Drew is going to be the next challenger for whoever wins between Roman and Brock.
Yeah, sure. I feel like he could be the one to beat Roman, but not if they do it right now. But anyway, Nathan, you're my brother, and you know, sometimes we fight, and sometimes, you know, I want to like slice your head off with the sword. Do you think that's going to happen in this match? Do you think McIntyre finally stabs Corbin with this sword?
No. Sorry, the setup was so weird. It threw me all off because I was literally just going to give you a one-word answer of who I thought was winning this. Drew. Because that's all this match fucking requires or deserves. It's a one-word answer. Drew.
Absolutely. Yeah, this should not be on WrestleMania. Like, Drew McIntyre deserves to be on WrestleMania. This match does not.
This is a like Raw match or SmackDown, wherever the fuck they are. Like, this isn't a WrestleMania match.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
This isn't even a pay-per-view match.
I'll tell you what. You know what they did on Raw to build to this match? They had a handicap match with Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre, and he won it in less than 2 minutes. So it's somehow the singles. It's terrible. Brooke, who do you got in this match? I know it's a coin flip right here.
This is such an abysmal match, especially to go after Bianca and Becky. That's disgusting. It's going to deflate me. But yeah, we all know what it is. Drew, he's beaten them 20 times in the last 2 months. It doesn't make sense for him to lose if an explanation is needed.
Not really. I'll take at face value on that. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I don't know the exact order. I just think we don't know, but we can assume Becky and Bianca's first. But another match I don't care about. We got what's left. That's mean, but what's left of the New Day versus the Butch Patrol, as I think they're known. I don't watch SmackDown. It's going to be Woods and Kingston versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Again, not really a WrestleMania worthy match, but obviously the plan was to have the whole New Day, and that's sad. But I'm so happy right now. You guys can't see it right now, but you will at some point, and it's great. But anyway, Brooke, who do you have in this match?
I'm going New Day. I guess they're gonna get revenge on Ridge Holland because of what he's done. This is also a Raw is War match.
Hey, this is a SmackDown match, okay? I don't deal with Butch over here on Raw. Nathan, who do you got?
Yeah, I think you are right that this was probably supposed to be a 3-on-3 tag, and then obviously Big E suffered his unfortunate injury, and I think because of that, having the New Day win here makes sense. Like, I feel like you can't have them lose after, what happened. So I'll take Xavier and Kofi.
Yeah, there we go. And finally, I'm going to throw it over to Peyton, who is wearing my jersey.
Hell yeah, I am. Hell yeah. There may be like 2 instances in life that having this jersey would be paying off. And my God, I did not think this would be it.
Yeah, me either, man. I literally only, because Rev asked, what characters are we going to be? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, this is a show I know the characters' names.
That was me, not Rev.
Yeah, that was it.
I am so happy, you have no idea. Anyway, it's gonna be New Day.
Yes, it is.
Because you guys said this is a Raw's War match or this is a SmackDown match. No, my friends, this is a Sunday Night Heat match.
Oh God.
Woo! This is a velocity match. So New Day's gonna win. I think the feel-good moment is that Big E's gonna come out in a neck brace and he's gonna celebrate with his brothers, and that's it. The highlight of all of that is gonna be if Big E shows up, which I think he's going to.
I think he does the entrance. He does the
Nikki Bella did it. It's fine.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, man, what an exciting WrestleMania so far, right, guys? Oh my God, this is insane. I'm gonna throw it to another SmackDown tag match, but this one is the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and his guitarist, Freddie Mercury Jr. This match has been built up by having Richard Boogers, I gotta assume is his full name, beat the Usos very easily. He beat Jey Uso in like 2 minutes, and Jey Uso didn't get any offense. And this guy main evented a pay-per-view against Roman Reigns like a year ago, and this is where he's at now. So I just went to you, but Peyton, who do you got in this unbelievable matchup?
I really want it to be Nakamura and Boogs, just because I don't want the tag titles to be held hostage in the main event with like the bloodline stuff. But I think the image of Roman holding 2 belts and the Usos holding belts is just going to be too much for them to pass up. So Usos retain, but I think it's going to be a fun match. I think it's going to be a more fun match than people are expecting.
If by fun you mean inconsequential, then sure. Brooke, what do you think?
Same as Peyton. The Usos are gonna win, but yeah, I want Nakamura to win, but he always gets shitted on around this time, so.
All right, makes sense. Nathan, what do you got, man? We're a good team sometimes. What do you think about this tag team match?
The bloodline part of this is tripping me up here because having the Uso lose the titles makes Roman look weak, which I don't think is something you want to do. But at the same time, from what I understand, they seem to be pushing Boogs pretty decently. And I think if you do make Roman look weak with the Usos losing, it puts a little more doubt in your mind about the match with Lesnar. So I think I'm going to go with Nakamura and Boogs here. I know I'm like logicking it, and both sides seem to work, but I think putting that little sliver of doubt that Roman might lose because his cousin's lost makes a bit more sense and adds a bit more intrigue to the Roman Brock match on night 2.
Okay. Hey, you know what, Nathan? You're my brother, and sometimes, like I said, we didn't see eye to eye at first because our dad's a dick, you know, and I know you get that, but like, I'm with you on this one. I think Nakamura and Boogs win. I think, like you said, they're pushing the hell out of Boogs. Also, I think the Usos, no matter who they were facing, were gonna lose, so that it plants that seed of doubt that, oh, maybe Roman loses too, and the bloodline falls apart. So I think no matter what the Usos were going to lose, Nakamura and Boogs just happen to be the guys that are there. So
because there are literally no other tag teams on SmackDown.
Hey, there's the Viking Raiders who couldn't beat Omas in a 2-on-1 handicap match. But anyway, that's night 2 garbage. Apparently. So let's see. Oh my God, so many exciting choices to pick from. But let's go with Mysterio Senior and Junior versus The Miz and Logan Paul, best known for Pokemon cards, I think, and nothing else, nothing Forest related at all from what I understand. This is gonna be, I really think Logan Paul is going to be the most exciting part of this match, and that's really sad. Brooke, you were a student council president. What would you do in the situation? Who would you put over?
What's the match again?
It's the Mysterios versus the Miz and Logan Paul.
So it's just the absolute just despair from Chad there. It's great.
I'd rather get drunk with Chris Keller. This is going to be a shit show now that I'm thinking about it. This whole show. I guess I go Mysterios. I don't care. I mean, well, it's Logan Paul's first official. Yeah, I'm going Mysterios, I guess. Sure. Why not? Yeah, I agree. I'd rather get drunk with Chris Keller. Man, we're really going for a niche demographic here of wrestling fans and One Trail fans right now. But this is what I'm all about. I want to isolate a bunch of people. So
yeah, and somehow we have 3 of the almost circle of a Venn diagram.
Yeah, and again, that was a happy surprise. I didn't know that was going to happen. But speaking of isolating people, Nathan, who do you got?
Actually, now that I think about it, I got that backwards. That's almost a figure 8 of a Venn diagram. Give me the Miz and Logan Paul because you take the celebrities in these matches, and Logan Paul, who is somehow accidentally ruining and saving boxing at the same time, is the celebrity. So I'll take them. I think he's gonna win probably by cheating, and maybe he'll knock somebody out with a $1 billion Charizard and win.
Yeah. Peyton, you had a webcam show before Logan Paul did. You kind of trailblazed this whole scene. So what do you think of him, and who do you think is going to win?
Wait, does that mean the lineage to AEW actually goes all the way back to her now instead of Zack Ryder?
Fuck it, we're doing it.
It's all connected. Do you remember how awesome it was when Bad Bunny wrestled, and we were so excited when Bad Bunny just like we went in with low expectations, but we're excited, but then we're like blown away with how well he did.
Yeah, he did a Canadian destroyer.
This is the exact opposite of that. I am not excited at all. I have low expectations. I do actually think he's going to surprise us because he has athletic ability. He just does. Like, I hate him, but he has athletic ability. But I just do not care. I think the Mysterios win, and I think it's because Miz is going to like take the pin, and then Logan Paul is going to just like deck the Miz for losing. But I don't care. Like, I was gonna say like nobody wins here, but that's actually not true. Logan Paul has an insane following, and I'm sure his followers are gonna watch WrestleMania to watch him, and that means a lot of people are gonna see the Mysterios, and a lot of people are gonna see the Miz. So mission accomplished, I suppose, for WWE. But this is not for us.
Yeah. I see. Once again, I'm going with my brother on this one, though. I think the Miz and Logan Paul for sure win. Last year, Logan Paul took a stunner. This year, he's going to get a win, but then I'll probably take a 619 after the match. So, because you know what? For all of his faults as a person, and I'm sure there are many, but I don't really know much about him. But it's just an easy thing to read. He's at least self-aware enough to know that people want to boo him, and I think he'll take the 619, but I still think they're gonna win, you know. But ultimately, who cares? You know, we got plenty of more celebrity matches to get to, so don't you worry. But not on this night, on this apparently. So we got two big ones, but real quick, I want to get this out of the way. This night one bullshit. It's technically the main event, supposedly, allegedly. We'll see. But Kevin Owens is going to host Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Kevin Owens show. And, you know, that's cool and all, but Austin's been talking about it like it's a match, but it's a talk show. So they're just going to like talk for like 5 minutes, and then Stone Cold's going to beat him up and hit him with the stunner. Cool. Who do you guys think is going to win this exchange? This is a rhetorical question. Don't answer that. I'm just acknowledging that it's happening. If you guys really want to say something about it, I'll give you 3 seconds before I move on.
They both stand tall because somebody else tries to jump them both, and then they stunner both of those people.
I would love that, but it's not going to happen.
Was that 3 seconds?
It might have been.
It would give the illusion of 3 seconds. James, you were going to say something. I won't cut you. Actually, I will, because I called you James. That's not your name. Anyway, moving on.
What?
So I thought this was going to be the main event, but again, allegedly it's not.
What?
We're moving on to Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And this match, oh boy, I don't care. And I am maybe a little biased, but oh my God. No one here watches SmackDown, so you can't disprove me. But like, if anyone who watches SmackDown is watching this, please try to defend this feud. This feud has been garbage. It's two uncharismatic people talking shit about each other, so that's already a bad start. It's the two losers from the first women's main event of WrestleMania. And it's just not the feud anyone wanted for Ronda Rousey if she was ever going to come back. You know, it's just been really bad. It's two robots, one programmed well and one programmed to be upset all the time with the fans, facing each other in a match that I'm sure will be good. And I'm sure if I watched it, I would mildly enjoy it, but I'm probably not. Unless, if it's not going to be the main event, they might force me to watch it because it'll be in the middle of the card and I can't just turn it off. I mean, I can and I still might, but it's a big deal on paper. I'm sure a lot of people care about this match. I know at least one person that does. Hi, Dirk, but I know even you think this is the wrong idea. Anyway, I just don't care about this. But this is a championship match, and you know what, Nathan? You know, we won a championship together. You tried to throw the game, you know, to pay off a loan shark, and it's kind of hard to forgive you for that, but you're my brother, so I guess I'll let it go. You almost got me killed over it, okay? And you almost got your wife killed over it, but alas, you know, we'll move on. Who do you have in this barn burner? This is what's the name of that movie? Real Steel? With the fight in... This is like Real Steel, except the robots are way more boring.
With Wolverine?
Yeah. Well, just because they're both robots.
Show some respect, you know? Nathan. It's Hugh Jackman.
I couldn't remember his name. I was like, it's you. Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I'll take Ronda. I don't think they'd bring her back just to have her lose at WrestleMania. That'd just be dumb. And like I know I said earlier, go against every logical thing, but even this one is hard for them to fuck up. So I will take Ronda Rousey for the win.
Makes sense. Yeah, it would be really weird. But, you know, by your logic earlier, it's WWE, so you never know. Brooke, you know, like, hey, it's a women's match. It's a big deal. You know, clothes over bros. Am I right? You know, but who do you have? More importantly, do you even care?
Oh, I absolutely do not care. No way, no how. I got Ronda.
Yep, yep, absolutely. Peyton, you were the apple of my eye. I wrote a book about you. I cheated on Brooke with you. Spoilers, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen One Tree Hill.
I'm getting the whole rundown right now.
Oh yeah, it's really weird how much we all know about the show, apparently, but it makes me feel better about it.
Through the transitive property, all four of us have slept together at one point. So
yeah,
you know, we are all Eskimo siblings here.
Yeah, James was gonna throw up earlier.
I'm the outlier on this one. Yes, I think Ronda's going to win, but I am actually excited for the match. And I think I'm excited for the match because I've avoided the entire build to the match. Like I have avoided the feud as much as possible, and I think from just an in-ring standpoint, we're going to get a good match because both of them do deliver.
So, can I try to dampen your excitement by telling you about the builds? I'm gonna. You can't stop me. I'm hosting. So Ronda picks Charlotte, you know, not the person that pinned her at WrestleMania 35, not the person that made her hated by the crowd, you know, not the person that everyone wanted to see Ronda face. Pick Charlotte. It's already a terrible start, right? So Charlotte just straight up lies, and she's like, I've never been tapped out. How are you going to beat me? Literally more than half the women's roster has made Charlotte tap out. And she didn't say it like a heel that's lying, but everyone knows she's lying, and the commentators pointed out. They're trying to pretend she's never tapped out.
Natalya has tapped her out.
That's how you know you're a loser, when Natalya has tapped you out. Like, come on. You know, I had to find a way. I don't know if you saw my Raw fast forward, but I went extra hard on Natalya just for you, Chad. But anyway, so yeah, it's already bad as it is. And then Ronda's like, I learned how to do an ankle lock. And then Charlotte's like, you're a one-trick pony, even though you just told me you learned a second trick. But you're still a one-trick pony. And that's this feud. It's terrible. Yeah, the match will, I'm sure, be good. But, you know, like when I complain about certain wrestlers that I find boring, it doesn't matter if you're actually good or not. Once you're boring, like it doesn't matter. You know, there's only so much you can do. But yeah, I'm with all you guys. Ronda Rousey is going to win because it would just be abysmal otherwise. But we got one more match for night one, apparently, allegedly, on WWE's own website. And that is the match with the most technical excitement behind it, because is it happening? Is it real? Is this really fucking happening, you guys? Is it real? I'm talking about Seth Rollins. He has a match. No one knows his opponent. It's a mystery opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing. and there's all sorts of rumors running around. Who's it going to be? I don't know. So let's see. It could be any number of people. It could be Shane McMahon, the best wrestler in the world, you know? It could be, nope, I was gonna say Bobby Lashley, but he's got a match, so it can't be him. It could be someone coming from AEW, like Big Swole or someone, you know? We don't know who it's gonna be. So I feel
Marco's
bad.
a free agent.
Hey, there you go. Hey, maybe Brian Cage has secretly gotten out of his contract. We just don't know. You know, maybe EC3 is coming back. We don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the person who's gonna be there in person to cheer and or boo whoever comes out, and that is the one and only Peyton Sawyer.
I want Stardust so badly. I need it to happen, but I think I'm just gonna end up with the guy behind the paint. I think it's gonna be Cody. I'm gonna pop because I'm a mark. I am a mark. I am gonna pop for when Cody Rhodes music hits, whatever that music will be. We have a couple options, but I'm gonna pop. He's gonna beat Seth. And then I'm just going to fast forward to Monday so I can boo the fuck out of him. Because I'm gonna.
Yes. Please do. Look, anyone watching this, anyone who stumbles across this between now and Mania / Raw after Mania, boo this man. Why would you cheer him? Besides when he first comes out, and it's the excitement and, you know, it's the moment. I get that. But really, why are you cheering him? Let's say you don't watch AEW. Why are you cheering him? Oh my God, a mid-carder from 10 years ago is coming back. Who cares? Like, John Morrison did that 2 years ago and it was fine. Like, okay, like, you know, what's the big deal? If you do watch AEW, why the fuck would you cheer him? Are you kidding me? He's the bad guy. He turned heel on a whole company. Why would you cheer him? This is a Seth Rollins face turn, if anything, who's already been on the verge of turning face anyway, because the crowd sings his theme for some reason now, which I'm not going to lie, I like, but, you know, it's a little weird. Why would you cheer this man? He's done nothing to earn your cheers. Besides in the moment, again, I get that. The only way is if you're a WWE fan that hates AEW and you're like, fuck them, this is a win, this is it, like, fuck them. Then I understand. But also, cool, bro, enjoy your Baron Corbin Drew McIntyre match. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I took that a little personally. Brooke, do you care to be positive about this or no?
No, I do not care to be positive about this. Anytime we see Seth Rollins, he's always firing at a high cylinder. So the match is going to be good. But Vacant is going to beat the hell out of him. I'll leave it at that. Vacant wins.
There we go. Vacant for the win. Unstoppable Vacant. Only ever loses matches because he's not in it. Fun fact about Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins. But man, oh man, does he suck at interviews.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's never won. He's never won.
Once again, he reared his ugly head in an interview and he addressed, you know, the companies making references to each other. And, you know, he said when he mentioned Mox, it was tasteful because of the story. But when AEW mentions WWE, it just reeks of desperation. So once again, he has just found a way to just stick his foot in his mouth when he didn't have to. Like he was standing straight up, walking, marching along to a face turn and a bunch of crowd support, and then he trips and sticks his foot in his mouth. And oh God! With that being said, Nathan, who do you got in this match?
Adrenaline in my soul. I am picking Cody Rhodes.
Hated that. I hated how well that worked. I hated that.
Well, I had a lot of time to think about it. It's gonna Cody's obviously the guy who's coming back and going to be put into this match, and a returning guy like this isn't gonna lose. So the winner will be Cody. I will say this: I think it's gonna be good. I saw a clip the other day of it was the Rhodes brothers against the Shield for like their jobs, and Dusty was at ringside. And from what I saw of it was mostly the end of the match. Cody and Seth have pretty decent chemistry, so I think they're going to put on a pretty good match here. But Cody's taking this. Come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Cody, but I do think that Shane McMahon's music will hit and we'll get a fake out.
Absolutely.
Because he is reportedly back with the company. So
I'm so sorry, but how cool would it be if Shane does come out, they do the fake out, and then you hear Cody's wrestling has more than one royal family.
See, I think it would be cooler if we hear that and then here comes the money place.
I think
because that's what I'm expecting.
I could see Shane getting involved in the Stone Cold Kevin Owens segment, and he's the one who gets stunnered.
I don't think at all. I don't think at all they're gonna team up. He's been mocking Austin for weeks now.
And even worse, he's been mocking the state of Texas.
It's not hard to do.
Oh no.
It's good to know that KO has the same level of humor as SpongeBob and Patrick.
And maybe they were ahead of their time. But yeah, that's all for WrestleMania night 1. Weirdly enough, it is the night I'm looking forward to more, even though I didn't like a lot of what we just talked about. But oh boy, we are moving on to night number 2. And oh man, I am starting on a fucking downer. We got the returning from an injury that was supposed to keep him out for 6 months, Bobby Lashley versus Omas.
Did we just say that this man making a return is a fucking downer?
I mean, it is because he's facing Omas.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not. Him facing Omas kind of is.
You know, we were talking about Mr. McIntosh earlier, and you know, he was facing Bobby Lashley last year at WrestleMania and for the WWE title. And, you know, no one had a problem with that. Everyone thought that was great for both of them, and that was really cool. And look where they are now. Oh, man. Oh, fucking man. I'm actually going to take volunteers on this one. Who would like to go first? All right, there we go, Nathan. Stepping on up.
I want to start because you said Mr. McIntosh, and I was like, why the fuck is he talking about Steve Jobs? That took me a second. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley here. I almost went with Omos because they've been booking him so strongly, and this would be a really good win for him. But Bobby's returning, and they've been booking Bobby, you know, to be the almighty, and they've done a really good job of actually maintaining that. So I think his return is important, and I'm going to take Bobby Lashley. But this match is not going to be that good.
That good. It's not going to be good at
all. That good is a stretch.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, actually. I'm very.
Well, I think Bobby's going to have something cool because he's going to lift Omas or something, and that'll be cool. Like there'll be like a really cool spot or two, but like the actual wrestling part of it's not.
Yeah, Kane lifted Great Khali for a scoop slam in their match, but you know.
Oh God.
Wouldn't
it'll be something
go
like
praising
that.
It, you know. But anyway, Brooke, what do you got?
Yeah, I think Lashley's winning. I like Lashley, so his booking is always weird to me, but yeah, I got Lashley winning. I'm not interested in Omos, by the way. I don't know if anybody else is, but
no, you're very right to not be interested.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me.
Peyton, Bobby Lashley, was in the army, as we know, because they don't shut up about it. Your half brother, turns out, was in the army too. So does that mean you're going for Bobby Lashley in this match?
Oh shit, Derek.
I am going for Bobby. Has nothing to do with my brother. Just has to do with the fact that I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? I'm happy that Bobby Lashley is going to get another W at WrestleMania. I guess that's good because I'm like Chad. I like Bobby, even though his booking is awful sometimes. But I think, like Nick said, there's going to be one good moment, and it's going to be Bobby's probably going to spear Omas like 3 times before he goes down.
Yeah.
I really want that to be the thing. He just keeps spearing him, and then finally he takes him down. But yeah. This is
okay.
This is gonna be a match.
So Almost is winning. Anyway, it's gonna be depressing. So man, celebrities, right? Can't live with them, can't watch the Oscars without them. We got more of them here tonight. We got Jonathan Knoxville versus Sami Zayn in an anything goes match. They might as well have just called it a jackass match. I don't know why they didn't. It's gonna be, yep, it's gonna be for sure. Johnny Knoxville's winning this match. Can we all agree? Like, do you guys have any dissenting opinions on that? Brooke,
Not really. I can't think of a reason why not. I think the jackass guys are going to show up and they're going to help him.
Yeah, because anything goes, so they're all going to get involved and do shenanigans.
I thought,
Shenanigans.
I mean, I also didn't care about this match, but when I thought about it, they literally took the Intercontinental Championship off of Sami Zayn so that Johnny Knoxville could win this match and then not be for the title. So, yeah. Boo.
Yeah. Ties in with Sammy's conspiracy thing too if Johnny wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sammy is good enough that he will actually be okay from this, but it's just who cares thing. Peyton, do you have anything to add, or can I move on?
It's going to be Knoxville. It sucks because I love Jackass and I'm actually excited for them to be there. It sucks that it's against Sammy. If it was against almost anybody else in the mid card, I'd be fine with this. I'm just really upset that it's Sammy.
It's going to be so much fun though.
It is.
I have no attachment to Jackass, so this means absolutely nothing to me. To me, it's Sami Zayn versus the lead actor from The Ringer, you know? Like
I love The Ringer.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
So that's as much as it means to me. You know what? This is a small tangent, but Colin Jost and Michael Che were the best celebrity guests at Mania until Bad Bunny came along. Because Colin Jost knew how to be heel. Anyway, moving on to technically another celebrity match. It's, depends on how you quantify sports players and someone who commentates for the company too. But we're going to Pat Antivirus versus Austin Theory in a match I could not care. I could care less about it, but I not much less. Pat McAfee had a great match against that guy. Who knows who that guy was? No one remembers him. He's probably not doing anything important now anyway. That match was great. And then he was in a War Games match against that guy in his group. What was the group's name? Undisputed Championship, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And they were great. He did a great job. But now he's facing the kid from Where the Millers. Like, I don't care about this at all. It's so, who cares? But it's actually kind of hard to call because of that. This Pat guy hasn't won a match. He's paid his dues. So maybe it's his time. But one of these guys is an up and comer. So who the fuck knows? It should be Pat McAfee versus Shane McMahon.
Or Austin Theory versus Shane McMahon.
Yeah, that too. That makes the most
That's
sense.
the match. That's the match.
And Vince is a special guest referee. But Peyton, who do you got, and why do you care?
It's gonna be Austin Theory, I think, because it's gonna suck if that kid loses. But it's gonna be Austin Theory, and I like Austin Theory, but again, this is not the match. This is not the match. Should have been him versus Shane.
See, here's my thing. I'm going to give mine right now, but I think Pat McAfee wins, and I think Austin Theory just beats one of the two mid-card champions who he's beaten the past 3 weeks for the title the next night on Raw. So he'll be fine. No one else will, but he will. Brooke, I kind of see Austin Theory as he's almost like Chase. He's more of a minor character. They're kind of like, oh, they're giving him a little bit of you're giving him a little bit of the rub, honestly. But that's a inappropriate way of phrasing that. But who do you got in this match?
For some reason, I think I got Pat. I think.
He's paid his dues.
Technically, as far as the celebrity matches goes, I guess I'm the most excited about this one, only because I know that Pat can go.
Yeah,
literally. And like James said, I do like Austin, but I also think if he takes an L right now, it doesn't matter much because, like you said, he'll be mid card shining in a day or two afterwards. So yeah, I'll go Pat.
Literally, by the end of the week, he will hold one of the two mid card titles. So, it doesn't really matter.
I can see that.
Nathan, it's so weird because I feel like if anyone could maybe relate to this match, it's you. You're almost like the Austin Theory of this match. Vince is like our dad, Dan. And he's putting all this pressure on you. You're his chosen one, his little prodigy. He's trying to turn into a giant star, a reflection of himself. And that's probably puts a lot of pressure on Austin Theory. Which is why he acts out and lashes out and gets strange haircuts and whatnot. So that being said, clearly you sympathize with him. Are you taking Austin Theory in this match?
No. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Whatever you said. I love Pat McAfee. I keep up with this podcast. I really wish I had my boy's jersey now. I've borrowed it once or twice. Shout out Harris. But Pat gets it. He's not stupid. He understands how wrestling works because he loves it. And he is smart enough to know that he is there to put Austin Theory over. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Austin Theory is winning this match because Pat understands. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be up there probably with, his Adam Cole match. Maybe not as well wrestled because I don't think Theory is at the same level Cole is. But they're going to do really well. This is going to be a really good match. And Theory will win because Pat's not an idiot.
Yeah, I do, actually think this will be one of the better matches on the card. And it could honestly go either way. I'm just picking Pat because, like I said, I think Austin will win the mid-card title after. So that's how they'll justify him losing because that's their fucking...
No, I don't think there's a chance in hell Pat lets that happen. I really don't. Like watching his podcast and stuff, he knows how wrestling works and he knows his job is to put this kid over.
Yeah,
it makes so much sense for you to be Nathan. Sports guy.
He paid his dues. He's already lost twice. He can't be 0-3. But speaking of people who lose,
not everyone can be Michael Cole, man.
That's true. And again, this ties in. Speaking of people who can't be Michael Cole and who lose a lot, we're going to the women's tag team title match, and I say this because it's going to be Queen Zelina and Carmella, who are the champions, defending against Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I don't think Liv's ever had a singles match at Mania, but she's never won a match at Mania. And Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And Sasha Banks is in this match. Sasha Banks has never won a match at WrestleMania. She is the reverse Michael Cole or the reverse Undertaker, whichever streak you respect more. Take your pick. But she has never won a match at WrestleMania. So, it's kind of sad when you think about it, right? It's pretty bad. So anyway, It would be terrible if I threw to Nathan first. So I'll throw to Brooke. Who do you have in this match of tag teams that aren't really tag teams, but they needed to get these people on the card match?
I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. This is actually the first time of me hearing about this match. That's how you know this is kind of just thrown together and bad. Who is Sasha Banks' partner?
Naomi, her friend from Team Bad.
And Shayna Baszler and Natalya?
Yes, they both
correct?
have queens. They're both queens of certain cards, so you know that's all they needed to team up. It's the Queen of Spades versus the Queen of Losers.
This is rubbish. Watch your mouth.
Good word.
You called her rubbish right now.
This is rubbish. I'll go Sasha and Naomi just because Sasha never won in Mania. I don't know.
Yep, that's all. That's why I threw that in there for you guys to see if that helps influence your decision. So, Peyton, you have blonde hair. Rhea and Liv have blonde hair. Are you going with them?
I want to. They're my second pick for this, but I'm going with Sasha and Naomi, and it's only because I think there's nothing else for Sasha to do right now besides be tag team champion, and I feel like Rhea and Liv could just go back to being single stars. I feel like Rhea's probably going to be challenging whoever is champion at some point. So yeah, I think Sasha and Naomi win, and man. Poor Tamina, right? Poor Tamina. She's not even on the card this year.
Tamina is exactly where she deserves to be. Are you kidding me?
With Tozawa,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's the best thing Tamina's ever done in her entire career. And I am saying that in a demeaning way, but I also kind of mean it. So
I legit kind of want Natalya and Baszler to win just so I could see Danny explode.
I mean, I'll be really happy for Shayna Baszler.
I guess that's fair.
She's had it before, though.
Yeah, she had it with someone far worse than Natalya.
An actual rubbish partner.
Yeah. It'll still be something to do. Natalya had it before with Tamina, and you know what? Again, that's this. Sometimes we gotta learn, okay? Them putting the tag titles on Tamina and Shayna Baszler was them doing to us what Will Smith did to Chris Rock, okay? Saying that we took a joke too far, okay? And I'd rather just get slapped in the face by Will Smith. So
yo, this is a fatal 4-way women's tag match. This should be like exciting and groundbreaking.
It would be.
No, they did it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it would be if this wasn't the second fatal 4-way for the women's tag match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and at least the first time had tag teams, you know?
Right.
This one doesn't have any tag teams in it.
Oh, Billy and Peyton. I miss them.
They're Cassie and Jessica. Move on.
Well, it was Billy and Peyton at the time.
Yeah, he misses Billy and Peyton. He doesn't miss Cassie and Jessica because there's nothing to miss. They're there. They're around.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, shut up.
Yeah. So like you were saying though, Peyton, I think Rhea does have built-in feuds. Like I think she'll face Becky and then she'll face Bianca because, like you said, Bianca will turn heel at some point because it's overdue. She's been faced for a little too long. But Nathan, I've left you out of the dark for this match that's almost impossible to call. Who do you have? Do you need me to remind you?
No, I'm good. Like James or Peyton or whatever we're calling him today, I like Rhea and Liv as a tag team. So if they break up, say la vie, but I've been enjoying their stuff on. I've been enjoying their stuff on Twitter, so that's been cool. But I think this is just an easy way to give Sasha her first WrestleMania win without it like being overly important, just so they can get that stigma off of her. And yeah, so give me Sasha and Naomi.
That makes sense. I don't think Alexa Bliss has ever won a match at WrestleMania either.
Wow.
But yeah, a lot of top wrestlers are just not good at WrestleMania. But
because Charlotte always has to win.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? I'll defend Charlotte for once. She's only won like 2 WrestleMania matches, 3. So that's still a lot. That's more than most people. But she's
He
lost.
realized his point was falling apart as he was
Yeah.
saying it.
She's lost as many as she's won, I guess.
The
I don't know.
reigns add up, so it doesn't matter.
Triple H lost more than he won, but it doesn't mean his wins were right. So, I'm not really in the belief, but I agree with you guys. I think Sasha and Naomi win because at least they were in a faction together. So they're kind of were like a team. So, yeah.
And I love Naomi. That's why this is unfortunate.
I think we all love Naomi, but I think she's fallen into that category of been there too long and just
Ziggler.
She at least had a great WrestleMania moment. She got to win the title in her hometown, and she got her push at least. She at least got something.
Chad, I'd argue Dolph Ziggler wishes he had the career Naomi has.
I was gonna say that something like that too. Like I think Naomi's still like above it because Naomi's somewhat protected at least. She's not a jobber, so that's something. The NXT champion's a jobber, by the way, guys. It's hilarious. Anyway, I can't believe how long we spent on that, but also I can because it's kind of funny. Moving on to another tag team title match, but this one is either going to be the best or the second best match in all across Mania. It's going to be a triple threat tag match for the Raw tag team titles, the superior tag team titles, because they're not tied in to the bloodline. And it's RK Bro, the champions, versus Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. This match is going to be fun. All the teams are over, which is great. You can't say that about the other tag team matches on this card. It's going to be fantastic. The build has been so fun. RK Bro is amazing. Alpha Academy is amazing. The Street Profits are amazing. I have nothing but nice things to say about this. Peyton, who do you got? It's not as easy to call as it might seem, but who do you got?
I would like to say I think this is the match that so far for this night I am most excited for.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Twofold. I think RK Bro retains. And it's going to be a real nice feel-good moment. And then I've got a weird feeling on Raw, Street Profits breakup.
Ooh,
I feel like they've kind of run their course.
Hot
And I like the Street Profits, and I would love for them to continue, but I'm also just really waiting for the Montez Ford singles push too. So
that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think so. And I think WWE just does not care about keeping them as a unit, but Montez doing his own thing. So I think it's gonna lead to a breakup. And that's my bold prediction.
It's always been you, Peyton. It's always been you. I think Montez Ford is a future WWE champion. He's so charismatic. It is insane. So interesting choice. Maybe I can't say that I don't see it happening. So it could happen. Brooke, you were almost the one. Not quite. You went on to marry Spencer from The Walking Dead. So that's something. Who do you got in this match, though?
This one for me is very hard. As you guys said, this is probably going to be the better of most of the matches on both nights for me. But if you would have asked me this a month ago, I'd say this is where RKO splits. But they've been such a force that they had to put the titles back on them. And they took the split away. So I'm thinking they retain. But I just have this weird feeling that Alpha Academy is kind of supposed to win or should win so that Gable can get back on this run that he's been doing. But I'll say RKO. RK Bro, sorry.
Okay, yeah, this one, it's genuinely hard to call.
It is.
especially because RK-Bro won the titles back, whereas like otherwise I would have thought for sure they would win them back at Mania, but since they already have them again going into it, it makes it a little harder to call. But Nathan, who do you got in this match, and are you excited for it? You should be.
I am. Wasn't this a match on Raw a few weeks ago? Or was this?
No, it was not the Street Profits, but Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens versus Alpha
Right.
Academy versus RK-Bro. And that match was the
Great.
best match WWE has put on all year and will put on all year. I'm not even exaggerating. It was the match of the year. They will not top it.
Yeah. No, that's why I was excited for it. But I still am excited for it. You know, you got at least you got 2/3 of those guys in there, so that's good. And the Street Profits obviously are a great team as well. I'm going to I'm going to have RK-Bro keeping the titles. I think it's not the time to take it off of them. Like you said, they just won them back. So I think this secondary reign would be too short a reign. So yeah, I'll take RK-Bro, but I do love me some Alpha Academy. So shoosh.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you guys. I think RK-Bro's winning. I think it's too soon. They're just too over. You know, like normally you would think, okay, they lose and Orton turns on Riddle. But like that sounds like the SummerSlam match to me. It doesn't sound like the Backlash match to me, you know. So you write it up. They're literally the most overact on Raw. So why end that now? Like Orton is riding a high he hasn't rode in years. You know, like every couple of years, Orton has a story where it's like, oh, Orton seems to be into it. Like it's exciting again. Orton's exciting again. But then like 2 months later, it's like, okay, never mind. You know, like, oh, he had that sick feud with Jeff Hardy, you know, and he stretched out his gauge and, you know, he beat, you know, he's sadistic again. And then like a month later, it was like, oh, nope, this is boring. Never mind. And I was like, oh, the Viper in the family, like this is so exciting. He's with the Wyatt family. And it's like, oh, no, never mind. He came out with cockroaches and sperm and WrestleMania. This is whack again. You know, but this is the one time where it's like, okay, Orton seems into this. And it's been almost a year now. This started like late May of last year. So it's still going. They're over as fuck. Write it out. Orton will probably never be this entertaining again. Please, let's just enjoy the ride. So I'm with you guys. RK-Bro. We only got 2 matches left. And this one I should be more excited about. But I swear to God, I've been asking for Edge to turn heel for a while, and they've already made me not like it. But we're talking about Edge and AJ Styles. They're going to go one-on-one. This match could be match of the night. It could be. It could disappoint. That's why I'm trying to lower my expectations, so it'll just be a good match. Another tough one to call. This feud is based around nothing, pretty much. I'll run it down for you guys real quick. Edge was like, someone fight me at Mania. And AJ Styles was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. I'll fight you. And then Edge was like, you suck. You're a loser. Be cool again. And then he turned heel, you know. And then you're thinking, oh, Edge is turning heel. He's going to be like the ultimate opportunist again. He's going to be just this clever, witty heel that gets angry and aggressive. But no, he's like a vampire, but without any of the vampire stuff. He just dresses like it. He dresses like he was getting ready to go fight Van Helsing, speaking of Wolverine from earlier. But, you know, he's looking like he's getting ready to go fight Hugh Jackman as Van Helsing. And it's just been...
Underrated movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
Very underrated.
Agreed.
But,
Too much hate.
All right, I guess it's not underrated then. It's great. But it's been this feud could have easily just been a regular feud. It didn't need a dark, spooky edge to it. And I literally mean that in every sense of the word edge. Like, it didn't need this. I don't like it. Edge has this weird blue lighting he comes out with. His music sucks now. It's just, they made something that was so easy, way more complicated than it needs to be. That being said, the match will probably be really good. So, Brooke, who do you got? Do you like AJ Styles, little Southern soccer mom, or do you like little broody Edge?
I'm a humongous Edge fan, always have been. He's been in my top 5 since like 98. I'm also a huge AJ Styles fan. I'm with you. I kind of don't see where the heel turn came from, even though everyone loves a heel Edge.
Not
I
this
feel,
Edge.
yeah, this one is it's just not it. I feel as though neither one of them can take the L at the moment, but I figure maybe AJ Styles needs it a little bit more. So I'll go AJ.
Yeah, I was comparing this to like his feud with Orton from WrestleMania 35, and I think most of us were at that show, and it was a really good match. It was a little messed up by the lights. For the people that were in the crowd, the lighting was really bad and made it hard to see what was going on in the ring for a good portion of that match. But instead, it's now just it's stupid now instead of just being a simple grudge match. But that's if it's anywhere near as good as that match, I'll be satisfied. But Nathan, this seems like a tough match to call. What's your logic for who you're picking and who are you picking?
Well, I was gonna say with the Edge heel turn stuff, it was a little odd the way they did it, but I thought it was kind of cool. He brought back some of the Brood stuff. He's been trying to do that for a long time, and apparently it took a lot of arguing and poking and prodding to finally do it. So he seems to be enjoying that, at least in interviews and stuff. So good for him. This is like you said, this is a tough match to call. But I think Edge just recently turning heel gives him the advantage. Because him turning heel and then just immediately losing would just seem so stupid. And AJ Styles can take this loss. It's not like he's there to put over somebody. AJ Styles could take this loss. So I will take Edge and all of his blood baths. Brood baths, because it's got to be, licensed.
I mean,
they can't even use blood.
Yeah. It's viscous liquid.
Yes, viscous material or whatever.
Edge spent too much time working on the Sci-Fi Channel, and this is the consequences of it now. But see, you say AJ Styles could take the loss, but Edge doesn't need the win. He's just turned heel, but I love Edge, and I've been so down on him lately, and I feel so bad about that. I really feel like I shouldn't be down on Edge, but who has he helped since he came back? Did he help Seth Rollins? No, he won that feud. Did he help Roman Reigns? No, Roman Reigns was miles above Edge's level at that point. He didn't need that. Did he help Orton? No, but neither did it matter because Orton, they're on the same level. Did he help Miz? No, but I don't think Miz should have won anyway, so I don't really care about that one. But it's so Edge's return has been. Those were all of his feuds. He's been back for 2 fucking years, and he's had 4 feuds, and it's not helped anyone. So part of me just feels like he should just put over Styles, and because he turned heel, it's easier for a heel to take a loss than a face. That's my logic. I'm going with Edge. I know I skipped you, Peyton. Don't worry, babe. I haven't forgotten about you. But that's I don't know. I'm just picking AJ Styles because I think it's the right move, not because I think that's what's gonna happen. So Peyton, what do you think?
I'm going with AJ also. I think for exact the same reasons. The heel could take the loss and the babyface should get the win here. And I don't want to it's weird to say, well, Edge should put over the younger guy who's on the roster full time, but AJ's not a young guy either. So I don't know. Somebody brought something up to my attention that I think it's interesting. Vince has a quote that it was, I should have hired you 10 years ago to AJ. And a lot of AJ's feuds have been with guys that were around 10 years prior to his signing, like Undertaker and guys like that. And I feel like Edge fits into that like 10 years earlier kind of feud that he could have had or should have had. And I think that's just it. I think AJ is going to get the win that Vince wishes he could have given him 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we got Taker, Shane, Jericho, Randy. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
A
lot of sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so there we go. We're split on that one. And oh my God, you guys, have you heard? It's the biggest match ever. Not the greatest match ever, because that's already happened. You can't top it because, Brandon. But it's the biggest match ever. It's a must-see, definitely never before seen, or at least never before seen at WrestleMania, or at least never before seen at WrestleMania since the pandemic. It is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, winner take all, in a who gives a fuck match at this point. And oh boy, how hard is it to call this one? Oh my God, I can't fathom who's gonna fucking win. Anyway, I don't care. Nathan, for you, who do you got?
Roman.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I've had two matches that deserve the one-word answer on this card, and this is the other one. The first one was freaking Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. So that shows my excitement level for this match.
Yeah. And you're right to be that excited. Brooke, you've been through a lot of shit. You've seen one of your classmates pull out a gun and shoot your best friend by accident, but still. You've seen some shit. You've been attacked by people. You've been assaulted. What's worse, that or this match?
This match.
Yeah.
I'll take all the abuse again. Minority pick, just for shits and giggles. I'll go Brock.
Yeah, there is always the Brock Lesnar aspect of it, but yeah, fuck it.
It's literally just so I can be the one person who goes Brock.
Yeah, if it does happen, right?
Just in case we get some unpredictability, I'll go Brock. But whatever, I really don't care.
Oh man. Peyton, you've been shot in the leg. Speaking of, you've been stalked, which I'm not going to victim blame, but you always had a webcam just monitoring you 24/7, and the fact you only got one stalker that's actually pretty good for how many years we were doing that. You've been through a lot, is my point. You've lost two mothers. That's
Jesus.
a lot of mothers to have lost, so how are you going to deal with this match?
I mean, it can't be worse than any of that, right?
You've lost two mothers. This is the third Mania we're getting this match, so numbers wise, it's kind of.
People always leave.
This is the second time. This is the second time tonight we have broken gyms in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I have Roman. I have Roman winning. I have Roman winning with the Usos standing by his side. And then all of a sudden, we're going to be asked a question. And that question is, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And I think The Rock is going to come out and clean house. And I think that's how they send the crowd home happy.
Who's going to be happy? Okay,
I mean, all right,
Dude, if the Rock comes out,
It's The Rock.
everyone's gonna be happy.
He's my all-time favorite.
I don't know, man. Do you not remember the 2015 Royal Rumble?
But that's because he was on Roman's side, kicking Roman's ass. I think fans are going to be really happy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree. I agree with you, Peyton. I think it's gonna be Roman. As much as I'm shitting on this match, and it deserves it, it wouldn't make sense to have Brock beat Roman.
Again.
Because then what was the point of all of this? It's been, if he's still, after completely transforming his character and at least become intolerable to watch, sometimes even entertaining, that feels like months ago now because it was months ago, but still, you know, like, what's the point of all of that if he just loses to Lesnar again? Like, then it's, everything is literally pointless. I think he beats Lesnar. I think maybe we never even see Lesnar again after this. I think this could be one of, if not his last, one of Lesnar's actual last matches in WWE, because his purpose since 2014 has been to put over Roman Reigns. So he will now have completed his purpose. So he can just go to the woods and fight bears and whatever he does in the woods. So
and maybe get on top of his wife.
Yeah, maybe. And then maybe Tori Wilson or other people can mention her in their Hall of Fame speech, apparently. But I don't care if The Rock comes out. I won't. I'll pop for it because it's The Rock, but like, I won't care.
To piggyback off of what James said, if The Rock comes out and goes against Brock Lesnar, I will totally lose my shit, because we've been literally craving Brock versus Rock Part 2 since the day it happened. And that's what, James, 2003?
2003. No. Yes.
I think
2003. And 11-year-old James has been crying since that night, waiting for this rematch to give me what I want.
I think I might have cried also, actually.
I don't. It's too late for that match. It's too late. It's.
This is wrestling, Danny. It's never.
It would have been
late.
cool like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now that's lame. It would be lame now.
It's unnecessary now. I will admit it's unnecessary now.
Yeah,
That
it's
said,
lame. No, just say lame.
It's
lame.
We'd be blind to say it's not a money match for them. It's not a
WrestleMania
WrestleMania
absolutely
main
be a
event.
money match.
It's a SummerSlam. It's a SummerSlam main event for them.
No, that's a Saudi Arabia main event. What are you talking about?
All right, also true.
Well, it happened at
I don't know if Rock
SummerSlam,
would
so
go.
it would be great at SummerSlam.
You're right.
Brock's gone. Wait, you don't know if Brock will go or Rock? Sorry, I didn't.
The Rock. I don't think The
Okay.
Rock would go. I mean, I'm just speculating, but it would be fairly superfluous, to say the least.
Yeah.
The match itself.
Yeah. I think we're all saying the same thing. It'll be lame, but yeah. Speaking of lame, WrestleMania, right? Man, I'm more excited for the Raw after WrestleMania. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, those are our predictions for WrestleMania. Hell, let us know what you think. I know some of you only care about certain matches. I only care about certain matches. I know at least one of you watching only cares about the Johnny Knoxville Sami Zayn match. So who do you think's gonna win that? By all means, comment, subscribe, like the video. We have social medias, probably more or less. You can follow them / like them, depending on what the things are. But despite that, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because James is gonna rap. James will be at WrestleMania. He's gonna take videos. He's gonna take pictures. We're gonna post them on our page. If he puts the videos in landscape where he turns his phone sideways and doesn't film it like a fucking moron, not that he does, but people do that and I hate it. If he sends them to me, I'll clip them together and I'll make a little montage and we'll throw it on the YouTube channel or something, and that'll be cool. But yeah, like I said, those are our predictions. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Enjoy Wrestlemania. Try to enjoy Wrestlemania. I've been Lucas Scott for Nathan Scott, for Brooke Davis, and for Peyton Sawyer. Thank you for watching the Mark It Down podcast. Please go away.